Hello everybody, welcome back. It's been a while since we put anything out, but mushroom season's coming on us. I'll be heading out in the timber more. Thought we'd start things off this season with a little bit of a gear review. Man, just about as far back as I can remember running around the woods, if I had a chopping tool on me, it was either a hatchet or a tomahawk, and usually a tomahawk. I don't know, it was the whole notion of carrying a tomahawk, I guess, when I was younger, and then I just kind of got used to using it. Lately though, I've been looking at alternatives to, carrying a tomahawk or a hatchet or something like that, and that's usually, for most people, the alternative is a machete. All right, so I was looking at machetes, and while, the longer blade, flexible machete might be the king of the jungle, so to speak, really when you're talking the woody vegetation and obviously trees of the eastern woods, that's really not the best option, and that's why, usually in the eastern woodlands like this, you are carrying an axe or a hatchet. But again, looking at an alternative, I kept coming across one. It got great reviews. People talked about it, for bushcraft type things that they were doing, and that's from Condor. Condor's out of El Salvador. They've been making knives for quite a while, and they are on the budget side, but everything that I've read about them, and even some of the other products I've gotten from them, have been very good quality. They're knife-wise, the Condor is down on the low end price-wise, but just like Mora, it's a really great knife to have. So in looking for an alternative to a chopping tool, I was looking at their machetes, and the one I kept coming back to was the Village Parang, kind of a blunt style machete. The actual Parang is a longer machete with a thinner blade, so you have that flexible blade. But again, in wanting to have more of a chopping tool, splitting tool, things like that, I wanted something a little more heavy duty. So again, I went with the Village Parang. So this is kind of my initial thoughts on it. I haven't gone out and completely put it through its paces yet, but I've been really impressed right out of the box. So the sheath, I know in the early days Condor had some problems sheath-wise, just in the quality of material. The sheath now is a very heavy-duty, well-stitched cowhide. It seems to be oil tan kind of hide, rivets on the stress points, and heavy-duty snaps on the retention. So they've really upped their game as far as the sheath goes. It really impressed me. The first kind of impression of the Parang itself, when I pulled it out and started looking at it, my initial thought was, wow, if a meat cleaver, a machete, and a fro got together, this would be their demon spawn. This really is a very heavy-duty chopping tool that I'm foreseeing is going to be well up to the task out here in the woods. From the website, it's a 12-inch cutting edge, and I know you can't really see it here, but this is not a flimsy, flexible machete. All right, this is they call it 5mm, which would put it somewhere between 3/16 and 1/4 inch thick. It's not quite a quarter; it's a little more than 3/16. So it's a very heavy-duty blade. It should chop very well. You'll notice with the blunt edge and the thick blade, there should be no problem processing firewood. It should chop well, nice weight forward balance to it. Should be able to actually split or baton very well with it. Nice heavy spine to be able to handle that baton and drive it through some wood. But beyond that, if you notice, the main part, as obviously chopping edge, is going to be up front here, but they bring the edge all the way down into I guess on a knife you would almost consider it the choil. They bring the edge on down here so you can actually choke up on it, and for say fire starting tasks and things like that, you should actually be able to carve you some feather sticks and whatnot, do some finer carving tasks. Like I say, the feather sticks for fire starting or making snare triggers or what have you, you should be able to do some of those fine tasks with that. Again, with the blunt edge up front, I could potentially even use this for a digging instrument. The handle itself, they come in some different versions. I can't remember, one they call the Bushcraft Parang, I think they call it, which is the same blade. It just has a micarta handle. And then they have another, the full-size Parang, and the Echo Parang, which has like a bright orange micarta handle and whatnot on it. I got the Village Parang. It's got the hardwood handle. Nice profile. It's just your simple round profile with a ball end to help maintain control when you're chopping with it. It fits very well in my hand. Just to give you an idea, I wear a large size glove, so this fits my hand very well. Even somebody with slightly bigger hands or even smaller hands should be able to handle this. Comes with a nice brass lined lanyard hole should you decide to put you on a leather wing or 550 core lanyard if you prefer to use that. You got plenty of room to work with it. It's actually big enough you can be able to double up 550 cord in there. So again, overall impression is very good. I can't wait to get out. Our next video on this will actually get out, and we're going to put it through all its paces. We'll do some chopping with it and some splitting, and make some feather sticks and start a fire. It is 1075 high carbon steel, so we'll probably actually go with a flint and steel fire on it to try that out. And again, I'm pretty excited about it. As much as I love carrying a tomahawk, the sheath design of this just makes this a little bit easier to carry. Weight wise, there's no difference. My tomahawk's 2.4 pounds, this is like 2.1, so I'm not saving anything weight wise. But with the swivel style sheath, I can wear on my belt, or like you saw me pull it off my ruck here, it straps very well to the side of the ruck, so it'll lay flat there or hang well on the belt walking through the woods. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with it so far. So until next time, stay safe out there and get out in the woods and practice. Thanks. We'll see you later.